Namaste. If you're tuning in now, you're watching the Ghanaian Farmer. My name is Enyonam, and standing next to me is Mr. Dodd. Mr. Dodd, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right, so before we delve into pig farming business proper, let my viewers get to know who you are. A retired teacher. Tell me about the genesis of your career as a teacher or working in education service.
Thank you, madam. I'm Philip Daniel Dodd.
Right.
I come from Winneba.
Okay.
Now people call it Simpa.
Okay.
That's the original name.
Right.
I schooled there from my basics till I entered secondary college. There, when I finished, I entered Commander Training College, finished in 85. Posted to Aguna Yankrum as a teacher there, spent 3-4 years, enter Specialist Training College, the then Specialist Training College, now University of Education, Winneba. I have my diploma in physical education,
Right.
came out in 96,
Okay.
entered again. I also posted to Cape Coast Technical Institute as a PE tutor there.
Okay.
Stayed there for three years, went back to Winneba for the degree program. Then when I came back, I was posted to Asan District from 98 till date I retired in 2020.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For paying your dues.
Thank you.
But you know, before we run out the interview, you said PE teacher, eh?
Yes.
We have to do up. You
yes.
can still do it.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh, after my life.
All right, so you retired somewhere around
2020, November 2020.
2020. Okay. All right, so after retirement, how long did it take you to actually settle or make a decision that I want to do something else, and that something else has to be livestock farming?
I decided, let's make it 2015.
Okay.
I was brooding over what to do. Then I heard they were buying some lands here.
Okay.
So 2015, I make an arrangement. I bought a land.
Okay.
Let's say lands here.
Right.
So here it's about 10 plots here. I think 7 plots here.
Okay.
There's another plot down there.
Wow.
So we decided about all those lands with my spouse. So
Right.
that's what we got into. So let's say about 2018, then I have 2 years to come. I said, hey, God, what can I do when I want to
Exactly.
retire?
Yes.
So I was just praying over it. One day as I was watching telly, there was a pig show, a farmer in the Eastern region, they said something paradise. So as I was watching, then until the Holy Spirit said, this is what I want you to do.
Okay.
Then I thank God for that, because that was what from kids, I started rearing grass cutters, guinea pigs.
So you had the love for animals.
Love for my grandmother was into everything in our house.
Okay.
So that love was there
Right.
from the beginning.
Okay.
So everywhere you see me farming. Everywhere you see me farming. So
Okay.
when I came here, I started gradually. The P was taking a lot of my time, because first term we have a program with the kids. Second term, the second cycle. Third term, regional games. So I didn't have enough time to settle for farming. So till 28, I said, now 2 years to go, I have to do something. Then God gave me this way
The idea to start pig farming.
So
okay, so for the land, it is owned by you.
owned by me.
Okay, now one thing that is a challenge for farmers, especially those who are about to start, has to do with the initial capital that they are going to set up the structure or even lease the land. How did you raise or come by the startup capital, and how much was it?
Right. Beginning the land, when I came here, this plot, it was 1,000 per plot. That's 80 by 80.
Yes.
So we raised funds with my spouse. We about 30,000. We bought the whole land. This year here was 10 plots, so it is about 10 plots, 20,000. We raised it and bought it. So made some arrangement for it. Then we started planting gradually as we can, weekends.
Okay.
So I decided 2 years, then after 10, we went for a loan bank.
Okay.
One from my mutual fund, that's
Right.
not, you have a mutual fund. We went for some. My wife also was a nurse. We went for some. Then we started building.
All right, so your structure, I've seen different types of pig structures. Yours is made of a bit of wood, wire mesh, and then block. Why did you settle on this particular style?
2020, this style, because the man I worked This is
Okay.
because I'm talking to you, that's what I want to face.
Right.
The structure wasn't so high like this. But 2020, for example, when we went for Pig Farming as a Business UCC,
Okay.
1 week program,
Right.
I attended and I saw that the structure should be very airy. But that I have built. So I thought then, so I asked a question. So once it is about 4 feet, more than 1 meter, it's okay.
Okay.
This is okay. So that the animal needs enough
fresh air. Okay.
all the time. So the
Okay.
space should be fine.
All right. So it's
So-
not advisable you cover the whole structure. You need to give them some
Yes,
form of
from
fresh air.
fresh air.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Now let's talk about the breeds you have here. From the onset, I mean, when you had the structure and now you need to settle on the breed that you move in, how many did you buy and what breed did you start with?
The breed, for that I haven't gone into so much. So a friend of mine was having some and he said large white.
Okay.
So I bought light white 3, then long race 3. That's what I started with.
And this is in which year?
That was 2019 to 2020.
Okay. Do you remember how much he sold it to you?
That time it was, the size was about, let's say 3 months, so it was 300 each.
Okay. And you
Yes.
bought about how many?
That's a 6 and 1 boa.
Okay.
1 boa.
Okay.
So that's what I had to start.
Okay.
Then as they were started later, it increased. Then somewhere last year, I decided to change the breed and see.
Okay.
So I went for Duroc and Hampshire.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now in total, how many pigs do you have?
For the piglet included 121.
121.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the daily care that you give to these pigs. When you come to the farm on daily basis, run me through some of the basic things that you do.
Normally, I prepare their feed in containers.
Okay. The
Mix-
containers we are seeing
yes.
there. All right.
The feed, after buying the rice meal, rice bran,
Yeah.
buy the kujis, then maybe if I get coconut chaff or kernel cake, I mix all together. One kuji bag,
Okay.
10 bags of this, then
Right.
1 bag of kernel cake.
Okay.
Then I mix together, put
Right.
it in a container, not in sacks, container, so that it can be all fresh at all the time. So when that one is done, then early in the morning when I come out, what I do is I start cleaning pen by pen,
Okay.
pen by pen, pen
Okay.
by pen. As I'm cleaning it, I give them feed.
Okay.
At first I was fetching water, put into their trough
For them to drink.
from drink.
Okay.
And later I read that it was another stress.
Yes.
So I have to build a tank
Okay.
to supply
Okay, the poly
the
tanks we see
polytanks
there.
see
Okay.
here. So that this one will supply through
Okay.
the wood and to
Drink
the nipple
water.
water direct from it.
Okay.
So that is about, then I changed all. So now what I do is just cleaning and give them feed.
Feed. That's what you do
Yes,
on regular basis.
regular basis.
Do pig need any form of
Medication.
deworming
Oh,
and
yes, yes, yes,
medication?
yes.
Why do they need it?
Before you prepare them, before they
Yes.
are ready to maybe cross them,
Yes.
that is send them to the mill for about, let's say, when they are ready. I mean, normally they get about 10 months before I cross.
Okay.
So when I getting to 10, I have to deworm them, prepare them, deworm them. After 3 or 4 days to a week, I have to give them antibiotic. When that one is done, anytime you see sign that they are in heat, we send them to the boa.
Okay.
Then they will cross them.
Okay.
Normally I do it one, they are ready to go. When they finish, I bring them. The next morning, after 6 hours, you can take
Another
it back.
one.
Yes, the same
Okay.
boa
To cross again.
again.
Why?
Want to make sure-
You cannot cross once and you get pregnant.
You have to make sure, because the other thing is a cycle. So if you reach at a peak, if you are not ready, by the first day, you may not get all the eggs produced. So the second day, at least you should be at the peak.
Okay.
Then the third day, descending, then it's full. After 3 days, you can't be crossed again.
How many times in a year does pig give birth?
From my calendar, 3 times.
3 times.
Yes.
How long do they carry pregnancy for?
Pregnant 112, between 112 and 114 days. 3
1, 1,
months.
2.
Yes, 3 months, 3 weeks,
Okay.
3 days.
Okay. And your first pig that they gave birth, How many did you get?
14.
Are there any mortalities that occurred when the birth was?
If you treat them well.
Yeah, there will be no mortalities.
Yes, no.
You're sure?
Yes. No
Okay.
mortality. Feeding regularly, giving them time, eating well, you won't experience it.
Okay. All right. So how long do they suck breast for before you start giving them feed?
Feed, normally they stay there for 4 weeks. I give them 4 weeks. Some will say 6 weeks. But because it's a business, I take 4 weeks. 4 weeks, I take them.
Okay.
Then prepare them again
Okay.
for the next crossing.
All right.
Then when I give them, I start with this Kuji stand we talk.
Yeah.
They have a special feed for magic, for the winners. Then I give it that solely that.
All the ingredients you mentioned in your feed, do you have them here?
Yes.
All right. We will let viewers see. Even though at the end of the day, he will not tell you. You know when you tell people to cook, but you still leave some ingredients out. So it's okay. We understand. So why do you, or how do you identify that my pig is on heat and I need to take it for crossing?
Oh, there are some signs.
What do I
You
do?
see the sows pointing. No. They will be moving
like
towards. They will moving towards the male.
Okay.
If they are here, they will watch where the male is.
Before we wrap up our interview,
Okay.
what do I see? The signs to see that my pig is on heat.
Okay.
And I need to take it for crossing.
Fine. One, the valve shows red.
Okay.
Oh, it will show it. One is on heat, so we'll go there.
All
You
right.
see, one show, the valve shows red, and you see that the sow or the female always watching where the male is. We see continuity, and the feeding to from there, they don't eat regularly
Okay.
when they're on heat.
Okay.
So when you see that sign, it means they're on heat.
Okay.
You just open it and get down. You start moving to where the boa is.
Okay. How many times in a year do you sell your pigs?
Depending on the customers. If normally about 6 to 8 months, they are ready for.
You start selling?
Yes.
When you're going to sell, do you scale or you just... I'm going to share 5,000.
I have a skill.
You have a scale?
Yes.
So you count the kilos?
Yes.
And then you sell?
Yes.
What would be the minimum I can buy from here? Minimum, amount, average.
Average.
Sika metal, if I want
Okay,
to buy.
depending on the weight of the animal that you want to buy. If it's 50 kilos, then times 30,
All right. And that will cost me how much?
1,500.
1,500. I think Mr. Dodd, there is Dodd in the pocket. Mr. Dodd is Dodd. 4 years now. How will you describe the journey?
Oh, it's hectic, but it's good.
Hectic, but it's good.
Yes, it's good because you enjoy doing it. Mine is the enjoyment. People come here to see them, and they're okay.
All right. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you for you to, so go and get ready with the feed.
Oh, yeah, here.
All
So we
that
can
you
go.
mentioned.
We can go.
And then we'll come back to Mr. Dodd to wrap it up, give you a feel of what it is that he puts together to give that nutritious feed to his pigs. My name is Enyenam, and this is a Ghanaian farmer. I'm sure you've seen a lot of pig interviews on my channel. You've seen that of doctors and others. This is a retired teacher or educationist who is going into farming. If you're out there, your father is retired, and all he's doing is eating abitie, tell him to go and do farming. I'll be right back after this. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying. Gone by was an insightful interview with a retired educationist or teacher, Mr. Dodd, and he's enlightening us about through his journey, making preparation for his retirement, and today he's doing something for feeling, and it's worth his time. Now we want to talk a bit about technicalities, best practices that you need to adhere. I've got a lot of calls, and you know, my pick is that, my pick is this, what do I do? So we have an expert here. He's the head of projects and programs in Mofa, Asen Fosu, and his name is Prince Osei.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.
So how often do you visit your farmers?
Oh, almost every week we are supposed to visit our farmer.
Every week.
Yeah,
Okay.
in and out.
So when you visit, what are these things that you look out for?
Oh, so first of all, you visit the farmer to give out the best practices
Okay.
to the farmer.
Okay.
So when you go there, you just have to first and foremost look at what he's doing. some he might be doing right, some he might be doing wrong.
Okay.
And then you are in there to go and then help out the wrong ones and then make
Okay.
him do the right ones.
What are the right ones and what are the wrong ones you have seen in some farms?
Okay, so basically, like in a pig farm,
Yes.
the most important things that we watch is the feeding, the
Okay.
feeding regimes, the type of feeding, water, what kind of water, and the type of even watering them. So you go to a farm and then you see they have a stagnant
Water.
trough,
Okay.
water trough. So the water is in there, and in about 2 or 3 days, they are still not changing the water.
Okay.
And then the pigs might not be feeling comfortable drinking that water.
Okay.
And because the farmer will not even be visiting them, he doesn't know whether the pigs are okay or not okay.
Okay.
So they are supposed to be changing the water day in, day out, and which is like a tedious work.
Okay.
So we advise them to go for the drinkers, which will save you water, give you clean water, and then the animals will be healthy. And then the feed too, we have a feed trough
Okay.
where they eat.
Okay.
So these are some of the few things that we look at, especially the water and the feed, because these are the very important things in the pig farm.
Okay.
Aside the structure, if you have a
Yeah.
good structure,
Okay.
the rest will be the feed and then water.
Okay. Apart from this design or structure for pig farming, which other structures do you recommend for farmers?
Oh, okay, so per our teachings
Yes.
in MOFA, we teach people to use the available materials. So let's say a farmer wants to start a pig farm. He does not have the money to start with a block farm.
Exactly.
So we just advise them they can go for the bamboos.
Okay.
They can go for the slabs, the wooden slabs from the timber frames,
Yeah.
the sawmills and all those things. And then they can start with that.
But
At least-
bamboo, but Mr. Philip or Dot just said you need air. Bamboo, how would air
Yeah,
pass
yeah.
through?
So you make space for air. So this
Okay.
one, let's see,
Yeah.
the bamboo will be up to this stage,
Okay.
and then you leave the space for air
Okay.
over there too. So
Okay.
you can use the bamboo. So the available materials that can be able to hold the pigs for some time, that you make money and then you change it. So you start with the bamboos, the wooden slabs, the boards like from the sawmills. All those ones are available materials you can use.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got calls from people who said, and you know, my pigs are dying or my pigs are looking very slim instead of growing big. What do you think that they are doing wrong that result in that? What causes mortalities a lot in farms?
It depends. It depends. It starts from the breed. What type of breed are you using? The crossing regimes. Some are doing inbreeding. You know inbreeding. The female will give birth, and then they will use the males within the piglets
Right.
to cross them again.
Okay.
They cause inbreeding. Inbreeding will cause the piglets to become small and very unhealthy.
So what do you want me to do?
So
If
we
I
want
have
you to
male on
get
my farm,
no, you
I
get
should not cross.
Now you have to get a different. It's just like human beings.
Okay.
You are not supposed to give birth to your children, male, female, and allow them to mate and then also
Yeah,
give birth.
yeah.
It's something that's not been done
Okay.
in the animal production.
Okay.
And so you have to get a different male for crossing from a different farm, and then they'll be crossing your females for you. They are going to give you very healthy animals.
Okay.
Aside that, like I said, the feeding regime. They are young. We have winners. Winners are the ones that have been taken off their parents after 1 month. And then we have growers, and then we have the adults. So at each stage, there are feeds that you are supposed to give to
Specific feed.
specific ones.
Okay.
And so somebody will go out there and start giving growers feed to the winners. And then you expect them to grow as much as, like, you understand.
Yeah.
So these are some of the techniques that when you go to a farm and you see the pigs are not doing well,
Okay.
other farms they are doing well. So
Right.
these are the things they are not doing right.
But you mentioned something, a quick one before wrap up. The water. Can I dig borehole and give that water to my pigs?
Yeah, borehole is a clean water.
Okay.
So any clean water
Right.
that human beings can take, animals can take.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you cannot take, you don't give to the animals.
Okay. Now the sewage system.
Yeah.
Is it necessary for me to have a sewage system?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to get a place where all the byproducts will pass and get to. And that one also serves as fertilizers for his farm. So you see around, he's doing plantain, cassava, maize.
Yes.
Yeah, so he uses that
Okay.
as fertilizers. So if you don't get that one, you see the
The
stench.
byproduct of
Yeah,
pig can
the
be
pigs.
used
Yes,
as
please.
fertilizer.
As fertilizers. Yes,
How
please.
do I use it on my farm? I like cheap farming. Tell me.
So you apply
I just
on your
collect
farm.
them and then
collect and then throw on your farm. So just behind the structure, there are a lot of those waste there, and then you
I
plow.
see. Okay.
If you're not able to plow, even when it rains, they
How
will
long do I
decompose.
leave it on the land for? Especially if I'm coming to farm, let's say next month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to start farming March, April. How long do I keep leaving this byproduct on my land for?
No, you see, it depends on the size of the land. So you can't have like a one-room land and be pouring every day.
Keeping it.
You understand?
Okay.
So depending on the size of land,
Yes.
you also have to pour like a considerable amount
Okay.
of waste on them.
Okay.
They'll decompose and then you do your planting.
So it has to dry before the tractor
You have to
will come.
you have to decompose. No. For the plowing,
Uh.
you put it there. It can do the plowing.
Okay.
You decompose it and then you can do your planting.
Oh,
If it doesn't decompose,
Right.
you can destroy your plants.
Okay. All right. So this is a tip for crop farmers who don't want to buy fertilizer like myself. Look for all the pig farmers in your area. Go and collect the byproducts. Take it to your land and just heap it them. And then the tractor will come and do the magic for you. But before we go, what would be that one or two things you would share with people who are watching, either those who are starting, those who are already in the business, and those who are yet to go? What basic, advice will you give them?
The basic advice I would give to all farmers is that farming is now a business.
Okay.
So you don't start what you can't end. So a farmer would have like 2,000 and want to start a pig farm and doesn't know how to even manage the pigs for you for 1 year.
But how much do I need averagely to start pig farming?
So it depends on the number of pigs you want to start with.
What is the best number?
It depends. Like I'm saying, it depends on your finances.
me cry 2,000, I will say 2,000 will not help
no, I'm not saying it will not help. I'm saying it cannot maintain them for 1 year.
Prince, me, I like fight you. This one saying 2,000 will not help me.
So you can start. You have 2,000
Uh-huh.
cedis. You want to start a pig farm.
Yes.
So you go get like
One
because
male,
they can get
one
you can get one male, one female. You starting with some feed. You have your structure. After that, what else? Feeding for the next 5 months. He doesn't have money.
Right.
No money for medication. So before you start a farm, you should have a plan and know the amount of money that for that particular number you want to start. At least for a year, how much it will take you to do that.
Okay.
So that's very important. After that, you see an agric expert
Okay.
to help you choose the kind of breed that will help you maintain
I
your
can't
farm.
go to my colleague farmer. Let's say
No,
my gentleman
you can't
here,
go because
he
when
has a pig farm. I'm a Costrano. I do go there. Hey, Charlie, na farm there. Saying, no, can you say, Charlie, me too. It's going. Then me too. I just take a few tips and I start. You said it's not good.
it's not too good. It might not work for everybody because if you come to my farm, the kind of crosses I've done, you don't know.
Okay.
So I'll give you a breed and I'll tell you this is the breed, but actually they might not be
Okay.
the actual breed that you are supposed to get.
Okay.
And so you have to see an agric expert.
Right.
The person will guide you
Okay.
to the appropriate places to
Right.
get the correct breed,
Okay.
and then it will help you.
Okay, so another time I'll come by or I'll come to Fosu again, meet Prince. So Prince, me and you, we have to talk. Give
Okay.
me a proper breakdown costs for starting pig farm.
Okay, sure.
And then we can record that one. For those of you who be asking for, and he didn't ask him how much do I need, how much profit. You don't almost have to find me up a
Profit
profit.
now.
Can you imagine? Anyway, thank you so much
You're welcome,
for hanging
you're
out with me on the
welcome.
Ghanaian
You're
Farmer.
welcome,
So
you're
you know what?
welcome.
Let's go in there and see what our retired teacher or educationists have been up to. And of course, we'll wrap it up all with a feed. He mentioned a few things. Let's see what these are and if you can have them, buy them around to actually do a few magic on your farm. But stay tuned, I'll be right back with this. All right, so in wrapping up our interview, I did make mention that we'll be back to Mr. Dot to actually take us through the names of some, nutritious things that he put together in course of feeding the pigs. And so, thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
Now, we have a lot of things in front of me. Mention them one by one and what they actually do. I mean, how you put them together to produce a feed for pigs.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a premix,
Okay.
already imported one.
Okay.
Premix.
Okay.
I have the kujis here. Then I have the soya bean.
Usual soya bean.
Also bean.
Okay.
Also already prepared.
The powder one.
The powdered one.
Okay.
Also. Then this one is already mixed feed for them.
Okay.
It contains the kujis. That is grower.
Okay.
And it's either a grower
Right.
for them or a product starter for them or finisher for them.
Okay.
So depending on
The
the
stage.
the stage
Okay.
that they are.
Okay.
So this is already prepared one.
Okay.
Then this is a waste. You can't see a waste for example, but it is from Nestle
Okay.
product.
It looks more like
Biscuit,
bread and biscuits.
Bread, biscuits.
Okay.
Yes.
So you go to buy them,
Buy them.
from Nestle?
Yes, Nestle.
Okay. And add it to the feed?
A feed.
Okay.
Normally I give them separate in the afternoon when They take only this one in the morning and the evening.
Okay.
And this one in the afternoon,
Okay.
the cassava leaves and
Right.
the cassava itself. Either I cooked with the salt and give it to them sometimes.
You mean you cook the cassava?
Oh, yes, that's their stuff.
You see these pigs, that's why I have issues with pigs. I just finished enjoying fufu. The reason why Chopa people will not reduce this thing, cost of fufu, they be any warning, is because of your pigs. So this one, they eat it during afternoon.
Afternoon, that's their
lunchtime.
lunch time. As they are sleeping now.
Is it just the cassava or the stick as well?
The stick, but the plus
And the leaves. Okay. All right. So if you are a farmer out there and you're giving one way type of feed to your pigs, this is a tip, a big tip for you, like a plus for you. If you have another small parcel of land, you are not using it for anything, just cultivate cassava. All right.
Cassava.
Do you cook or is fresh?
Sometimes I cook, sometimes too.
Okay, it's fresh.
It's fresh.
And they also
they
eat it.
eat it.
All right.
Then you have some plantain, the leaves, the stalk,
Okay.
and the plantain itself.
Okay.
So they are there. I harvest, sometimes I harvest for them.
My camera will capture it. These pigs, they are enjoying, you know.
Yeah.
All right, but in
Pawpaw,
totality,
yes, pawpaw, banana.
in totality, would you say these 4 years of morning, afternoon, evening, it is paid off? Is it worth it?
It's worth. It's worth
Okay.
it. It's worth it.
What then would you
Okay, so-
tell both young people and even some people who are retired and are home, but a person on your active? However, he's not thinking about farming. What do you have to tell them?
All what I would say is they have to first get the interest of doing what they want to do. They have the interest first. When you have the interest, definitely you go into it and it will be well with you.
Okay.
It will be well with you.
Okay.
You have the interest and
Right.
you have to love it.
Okay.
Love the, if it is animal production,
Right.
love them.
Okay.
Care for them very well. And it will,
Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you, Mama.
God bless you.
Yes, yes.
All right, so that's it for us. If you're home and you want to go into livestock farming, or you don't know what to feed your pigs, you don't know how to care for them, these are some of the. What the name of the farm again?
Nyamiye Pigs
Pigs
Paradise.
Paradise. And how do we reach you? Any contact numbers, please?
0244 927 306. 0244 927 306.
Okay, so if you have further questions, which I know you have, you can call him and he will help you. He will gladly help you to start on the right note. My name is Anyam. Thanks for watching The Ghanaian Farmer. If you have any further questions, get interactive on our social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. The Ghanaian Farmer. Business tilling the land. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mama.